Hey folks, good afternoon. Hopefully you guys are doing well. It's a beautiful day today, a little damp, a little cool today, but it could be worse. Hey, so it's been a while since I posted something, and I want to say something about in reference to something that I saw a few weeks ago. I have no problem with people's different aspect of opinions and values. That's something I'm, I'm, I've been around for the majority of my life. But let me point out something that really makes me really cringe. It's based on my own experience, nothing else. I had a grandmother who was an educator. I have family members today who are educators. But what is fundamental to me is something that might not be fundamental to you folks. I grew up enjoying to learn. I learned things that a lot of people would never touch and would never even know what it is. Because of my limitation, my disabilities, my problems, from learning disabilities to reading to stuttering and things like that, my family encouraged me to go after my dreams. They believe and still believe that limitation based on your disabilities is not a limitation. That's just a part of your life. You learn how to grow around it, to work around it, and make yourself better. The encouragement for me was my grandmothers, both of them. They saw in me things that I personally never thought would be important. My family, especially my parents, believed that everything that comes to me, from what I learned, from reading, from listening to watching, is an enhancement of who I am in the long run. But in the last few months, I see too many individuals reflecting on something that they themselves cannot understand or even want others to learn. My grandmother once said to me that if somebody their emphasis is based on their opinion, they better be ready to defend those opinions with facts, with verified information that is collaborated, that is concurred by somebody independent or outside the box in the aspect of that situation or the information. Today I see so many people so focused in the idea of this information or that information. All right, cool. Then give me a respectful tone by providing me the information that concur with your theory or thesis. That is not new. That is not radical. That's not anything else. It's part of critical thinking. It's part of how many of us were raised to learn. You think outside the box, you write a thesis, and you support that thesis with facts, with concurring facts. We did that in high school. I did that in college. I did that in junior high and middle school. But today, that idea of verified facts with concurring evidence seems to be an underlying problem that people don't want to think about or even talk about. What made this thing comes up is simple. I am a prolific reader. I have read the Constitution, the Bible, from top to bottom many, many times. I've read books that was transcending in both phases of discussions, from the aspect of philosophy to the aspect of mental awareness. What I'm trying to say is that when somebody tells me certain books should not be read by groups, first thing I always ask them, and it's something people don't want to think about, is something my grandmother said. If you want to prove that the book or the information is wrong, then write a report. Highlight your thesis. Highlight the evidence. Highlight the point of reflection. Because the enduring factor of any argument in this country is that the willingness to put the facts is not there. The willingness to verify and concur your evidence and your information is not there. This is not a liberal thing or conservative thing. This is a reality thing. So the question I have is that why is people unwilling to provide a critical discussion based on concurrent facts that is inputted and verified by an independent source? I've studied theology for over 30 years, philosophy over 25 years, law over 25 years. I've done so many things and I've read so many things, but one of the things that is paramount for me is something my grandmother, both my grandmothers have said. You can talk cheap, you can talk tough, you can talk whatever you want, but at the end of the day, you drop those cards and play what you got. You can bluff as much as you can, but after a certain amount of bluffs, the facts is there. Either you can verify and collaborate that the information that you're trying to put out, your thesis, is true or it's not. That's the biggest thing I see so many times in the last 10, 15 years, that people want to argue, but they're not willing to fight for that argument with real collaborated statements based on the evidence that's presented. That's not, again, it's not a political thing. It's an educational thing. It's the reality thing. Those are facts. If those are facts based on your information, then let's put it out. And that's something I've learned for over 45 years, that you cannot just compound a point and statement by just innuendos and we call it aspects of possibilities. Either there are verified collaborated facts or there's not. So why are people so scared to do so? Being conservative and being in this sort of realm of questionable points should never be there. Facts is facts. Collaboration by verifying, hey, this book or this information, then let's put all our information on the top of the table, and let's show our cards. Why are people so scared to show their cards, to show that the information you're trying to point out is the truth? That's the question. Is people scared to show the truth when it comes to certain books, certain things? Is that something that has been a negligible aspect that people are unwilling to point out daily in the recent times? So what do you think? So for now, have a nice day, take care, stay safe, and of course, have a great new year coming up, folks, wherever you are. Stay safe and keep smiling, keep charging.